Good afternoon, Year 10, and welcome to our ASL Assembly. As always, we've got our thinking points for the assembly before we begin. If we were in school, you'd be in a theatre sat looking at the screen, reflecting on these questions. So try and replicate that at home if you can. How is virtual school going for you? We're back, I think, into week 3 now after our Easter break, and we're close to our next half term, so there's not long now. How is it going? Are you making the most of it? Are you using everything that you can, all the resources at your disposal, the teachers that are there for you? And did you go for gold last week? Obviously we've got our challenge. Did you manage to get any signed off? Lots of you did. Lots of you are within touching distance now of getting a row of golds, so maybe this week could be your week. Just as a reminder of our challenge, the Go for Gold challenge, we've got loads of subject challenges and all you have to do is turn them gold and you get prizes. So a big well done to those of you that have got gold this week. We've got loads of you getting that first section now, which will unlock you a week of early lunches and no form when we get back. We have got an increasing number of you also heading towards the next prize, which is a pizza party, which is really good. We've also got a few of you now that are starting to complete those final challenges, which is going to get you sent a shopping voucher to your email. So that one's definitely worth doing because you can access that from home. So carry on going for gold. We're really proud of you, and just try and get those rewards and have something to look forward to. You may have also seen alongside the Go for Gold, Miss Pritchard has been doing her own challenges, and she challenged us last week to try and get 100% attendance into English lessons. And we were really proud because in several classes we had 100% attendance. So Mrs. Thompson worked really hard all afternoon. You did as well, texting your friends, getting everyone on. And after a little Zoom meeting between the three of us, Miss Pritchard agreed to give you a pizza party because we had 98% attendance on that English lesson. So a huge well done, and thank you for being online, and you're getting rewarded for it. So it is always worthwhile doing. If you need that extra motivation, Miss Pritchard is definitely there, and I'll show you some more challenges a bit later. While we have really high attendance, which is brilliant, and we especially did in those lessons last week, I've noticed, and me and Mrs. Thompson joke a lot about a certain type of student that exists in year 10 especially. See if you know. We call them ghosters. Are you a ghoster? So this is what I've noticed are the qualities of what I would call a ghoster. So a ghoster views the assignment for that lesson. So they'll click on the assignment, so it will show the teacher they've viewed it. They might even type the word here when the teacher says, "Who's here?" and you put me here. Sometimes as well you'll like the teacher's posts that they put up, or your classmates' posts, or react to them. And obviously you should have seen from yesterday that we now have registers as well, so you'll probably click the link on the register. So a ghoster will probably do all these things, but then just disappear, and we don't know where they go. I don't know where they go. Are you there? Are you doing anything? Because I'm worried that you're not, and I'm worried that you're doing something else, like on your Xbox or on your phone, or playing some computer game on your tablet or your laptop or whatever, so it looks like when your parents come in that you're working, but you're very much not. Now, there are a lot of ghosters out there, a lot of you, and we're glad that you come online. But I just want to highlight a few things if you are one of these people that's ghosting your teachers a little bit. So if you've just seen that checklist and thought, yeah, that's me, or maybe you've even ghosted off the assembly, who knows, I just want to urge you not to be a ghoster. And if you're watching this and you know that your friend is doing exactly this, please screenshot this or send a picture of it to them. Now, I don't want you to be a ghoster for obviously lots of reasons, but it's all about you. It's not about me, it's not about your teachers, it's about you. So the first thing I want you to do is, if you are guilty of this, is now, instead of clicking on here or whatever and going off, try please to engage with your teacher and classmates in the chat. If it wasn't for us being on lockdown at the minute, you would still be in school as normal. You would be sat in your normal seating plan. You would be doing all the work. It is impossible for us to create that at home. We can't do that, can we? So you're probably sat on your own or with your brothers and sisters, whoever. We can't create a classroom, but Microsoft Teams with the chat function and the teacher being there is the nearest thing to a classroom discussion that you can have. And I'm sure you all can see there are some lessons that you go in where you debate and discuss things in the chat. I see it in my lessons all the time with Year 10. The students that do that are producing way better work because they're thinking of alternative ideas. In science lessons, I see really good examples of the student, like you are asking a question and another student being able to respond. So that's helping that student's revision as well. So I urge you, this is something that is so crucial to helping your understanding and to pushing you further. Engage on that chat box. We're all sat here, all of your teachers are. You might not get a reply straight away, like for example, I'm recording this assembly now as I'm teaching Year 10, but they will respond to you, and if not, it's great for your classmates to get that debate going as well. The other thing I'll urge you to do if you are ghosting and you're not submitting anything is to change that immediately and submit some work, because what my fear is that you might be doing work and just not submitting it, but then there might be some people that are not doing any work while they're at home. So I want you to try and hold yourself to account and ensure that you are sending work into your teachers. This is not because I'm a big scary ogre, like I say all the time. This just means that you are going to maintain all of the knowledge and the progress that you have made, all of those steps forward you made before we went off in March. It will keep it there and it will keep making it grow. It also means for your teachers as well that we can see where you are, what your ideas are, and teachers don't just ask for work in, just because we're cruel. It's because we want you to get better and we want you to get the grades that you absolutely deserve. And what we do is we read your work and then we plan our next lessons. So if you're submitting your work and we can see, oh, that student really didn't understand that aspect, now that teacher can make a recall quiz or a mini task that will address that misconception. So if you're ghosting, we might not be aware that you've got something, you've nailed it, you don't need any help with it, but actually there's a big area that you really need some help with to pass that GCSE next year. If you're ghosting and we're not seeing that work, we can't help you. So I urge you, and I'm aware I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but if you're sat here watching this assembly and you know, oh my God, that is so my friend, they need to take this advice, as I've said, give this a screenshot, send it to them. But if you aren't a ghoster and you are doing these two things, know that you are doing the absolute best and we are so proud of you. It's no mean feat to be doing this from home, especially for every lesson, especially on a full timetable. So a big well done if you're doing these things. You keep us all going. With that in mind, we have had some amazing work done over the last week, and I just wanted to share just a few things that you may or may not have seen, particularly from Twitter. I love the food lessons that Year 10 do, and I know the staff in food absolutely love teaching you. It's really hard to do practical subjects from home, but I know they've been adapting and trying their best with lots of you following recipes and things like that. So there's a lovely apple and rhubarb pie that was made last week. Miss Jeffries is always happy to teach her Year 10 class, and like you said here, great questions asked. The ones that are on the chat asking us questions are keeping us all going, so thank you if that is you. Miss West as well, proud of Jack and Keenan who were challenging themselves, great to see those names. And also every week Miss Keogh releases the mathematicians of the week, so a huge well done to Oni, Siobhan, Josh, Connor, Amna, Josh, H, Maya and Brad, so well done if your name is up there, keep it up. Top students and form. The form is never changing. Mrs. Thomas's form, you are doing her so proud. And a big well done to the students listed here: Alex T, Abdul, Ahmed, Kira, Christian, Leah, Daria, Omar, Siobhan and Bradley N. You are all the top of the leaderboard this week. You've all got an email with a certificate in, so a huge well done. Let's see if we can get some different names up there next week. Next week is your last week before we break up for half term, so you haven't got long to try and get on that leaderboard. Let's see if we can get some new names up there. Okay, now on to the Students of the Week. So for myself this week, I wanted to nominate a student who has recently begun to impress a lot in their lessons, and I'm really proud of them for challenging themselves a lot more on virtual school, and that is Bradley. Well done, Bradley. And now for Mrs Thompson's Award. So Mrs Thompson has been speaking to lots of you in the last week, which I know she loves doing, getting some of you out of bed that don't want to get up. But there's one student she wants to recognise this week for their constant hard work, constantly being online, ready to learn, submitting work. They would never ghost anyone, this student. And to quote Mrs Thompson, she's just a standout lass. So the winner of the Head of Year Student of the Week is Leah. Well done, Leah. Okay, as I mentioned last week then, and just a reminder, we've got our Year 10 Odyssey students page, but now there's more going on there. So obviously we've got our song competition, and this week's theme is guilty pleasures. So from the poll, you'll see all of us will be submitting songs that are our guilty pleasures that we don't want anyone to know. We've got some good ones lined up this week, and I can't stop singing mine. So go over there, check it out, see who you agree with and give them a vote. But the other thing, as I mentioned at the start, is Miss Pritchard seems to enjoy setting little challenges on this page now. So you may have noticed last week, obviously, there was a challenge to have a high attendance in English, which we passed. But she's set an additional challenge now, which is Miss Pritchard likes to post things and say, if this post gets so many likes, then you can have something. So on Friday, it was if the post got 100 likes by 3 p.m, then you could get dessert with your pizza party that you've won. We didn't make it, unfortunately. We were getting there, but we got like 60 or something like that. Then this morning we came online and Miss had set another challenge that if we could get online Monday morning 10 a.m, 150 likes, you get any dessert you want, you can pick it. We managed to get 58. So if you're listening to this now, the likelihood is you are online on time a lot of the time. But if you know someone, a friend, or there's someone that maybe doesn't get up in the morning or doesn't check the Year 10 Teams account, tell them now they need to be checking it like at least twice a day, because Miss is going to be putting some challenges in there. I can just feel it, I already know, and we need to be ready. We need to be ready to like things. Thank you to those of you that were trying to get students online. Like Saz was having an absolute meltdown in her geography lesson. I felt so bad for a geography teacher. Saj was getting everyone in French. So many of you were getting involved, so thank you. Let's try and win it. We've got to. I want to get desserts, I want cookie dough, but obviously you can pick what you want. So we had a challenge today, we haven't met it, but let's try again when she does it this week. Keep your eyes out. Just wanted to highlight as well that it's not long until a few things. The first one is half term. It is just 8 school days away. Not long at all. We break up on Friday the 22nd of May, so we need to make sure we're using every minute that we can. Also, it's not long until now GCSEs begin for you. Well, say not long, it's less than a year. It's 364 days away. So this year's Year 11 would have been starting their GCSEs this week. So this time next year, it's going to be you guys. Scary thought, I know lots of you were kind of freaking out when you saw that on Teams this morning, but it's true, it's coming, and we're here to support you and get you ready, obviously, so use us. So just to end the assembly then today, a few thinking points similar to last week, but the first one's new. Don't be a ghoster. If you're watching this, you're probably not a ghoster, but don't be one. Submit work, engage in that chat. Obviously, we're not expecting it to be 100% perfection every single lesson, but maybe pick some lessons where you're going to really make an effort this week. If your friends don't watch these assemblies, maybe if they're in bed or they're playing, I don't know, Xbox or something, please show this to them, because the more we get on, the more our team are going to succeed. Can you go for gold this week? Keep an eye on the challenges. If there's any, you can get signed off quite easily. And especially those open ones as well, which I know your open teachers look at on a more weekly basis. So if you can get some done, I know, for example, Miss Lynch is looking at her drama ones tomorrow. So see what challenges you can get signed off. Have a great week, and I will see you over on the Year 10 Teams page and in your lessons.